let's talk about your Niners.
Yeah.
So this game would have been on Sunday Night Football, and Dallas won 41-33. You can call it 34-26 because there were two really fluky touchdowns to end the game at the closing moments. But look, it's hard to evaluate this team right now with Nick Mullins at the helm, and he imploded once again. And the Cowboys is just they're playing with the backup quarterback as well. So it's not really worth going in and evaluating these teams for who they are because the Niners, as you know better than me, they're depleted as ever, and the Cowboys have had just as
28 guys on IR. Yeah,
exactly. So how about we talk about a broader topic with this game? Because we can talk about this game between two backup quarterbacks. I keep asking you every week what you think about the future of quarterback with the 49ers is. And, relating it to this game, we saw another terrible performance from Mullins, and I guess it shows.
It's so bad.
It starts to give some credit to Jimmy Garoppolo, who, people forget that last year he actually did have a really, really nice season.
A great season.
A top 10 season, no doubt about it. So, having all of this in mind now, Jimmy G goes down with another injury. It's another rough season for him. I mean, what are you looking at 2021? Who's under center for the 49ers, or maybe even 2022?
So I'm going to say this going forward, and I'm not going to geek anyone out here with the financial numbers and what Garoppolo's contract means to the Niners. I can tell you guys it's a lot better than the Wentz situation in Philadelphia. Here's the thing with the Niners. They're low in cap space. They have about 27, 28 impending free agents. Two priorities are re-signing Fred Warner because he's arguably the best linebacker in football, makes plays all the time, locking up Trent Williams at whoever our next QB is on the blind side at left tackle. Those are the top two priorities. They'll let guys like Richard Sherman walk. We've seen his comments. I believe, though, in the NFL, it's very important to win with a young quarterback. And I know that sounds ridiculous because, this past decade.
No, it's not ridiculous at all.
Well, here, Brady's dominated on making $15 to $18 million a year, which is a good chunk of cap against, what the Pats did. But it was never that much, And with teams we've seen, a lot of guys and a lot of quarterbacks have won on those rookie contracts and those rookie deals. Mahomes, right? Russell Wilson when he won. It's very common that we see guys, Joe Flacco, right? He won before he got his massive contract.
Wentz, when the Eagles made that whole run, that was Wentz on his rookie deal and Foles on a veteran's minimum.
Backup deal, yes. So it's very common. And I think with the Niners, as injured as they are and as terrible as they look right now, right? We know when that team is fully healthy, when Nick Bosa and Dee Ford are on the outside, blitzing and wreaking havoc on quarterbacks, right? Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk are out wide. George Kittle, being arguably the best tight end in football, is out there. And the 4 or 5 guys you have in your backfield who can run over anyone at any given time are out there. We know that the Niners are one of the best teams in the NFC, right? We know they're like that with Garoppolo. They clearly can't do that with Nick Mullins because that guy is god-awful. But if it's not Garoppolo, I think you really have to weigh into the draft. You know what I mean? There's rumors going around with the Niners about looking at a guy like Kirk Cousins and his trade value, or Carson Wentz, or Derek Carr. I don't want it. You know why? Because we know what those guys are made out of. We know what they're giving us. If the Niners were to trade for Stafford, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting 14 games a year. I'm getting 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, and a broken back by week 14. That's how it works. And credit to Stafford, he's a great quarterback. Do I think he wins a Super Bowl? No, because he's had the opportunities to. They build teams around him in Detroit. It's just not how it works. I think going forward with the Niners, if you can, it's looking like they're slated for a top 10 pick in this year's draft. Draft the young guy. Evaluate. The Niners have drafted well. We found George Kittle. We found Fred Warner. We found quality players. Do that. Go out there, scout your asses off. Find that guy, whether you think it's Mac Jones, which I hope it isn't, Justin Fields. I love Zach Wilson. Whoever it may be, scout. Go do your thing. Kyle Shanahan, evaluate. Whoever is going to flourish in your offense, take them. Whoever runs the naked bootleg the best. Whoever can throw a nice deep ball. Because Garoppolo, unfortunately, doesn't provide that. Whatever Shanahan thinks is best, I would trust because he's an offensive genius. Do that going forward and you have your answer.
Yeah, and maybe what he does trust is having a veteran guy in there. He doesn't want another experiment. I mean, he's never had this much power and authority in the team in his career, but has he had the chance across his career to pick his own quarterback? I mean, If you really go back and think about it.
I think so.
Was he was on the staff when they had RG3 in Washington, correct?
Yeah.
Was he? I mean, but that was a no-brainer.
That was his father's team.
Yeah, that was his father's team, but that was a no-brainer pick. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they were going to take Griffin regardless. But you think about it, he inherits Matt Ryan in Atlanta.
There's a few guys he loves.
And he actually went out and got Garoppolo himself. That was all him. He loved Garoppolo. So, we'll see what Shanahan does, but I completely agree with you. The most important point out of all of this is that the 49ers will survive and they will thrive if Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback.
It's
start week 1 in 2021.
I'm not going to sit here and go on my Jimmy G rant and why he's a great quarterback, but it's proven. We know that. The big question heading into last year was, how is he going to be off the ACL? Is he going to do well without McDaniels and Belichick? He did. Went to the friggin' Super Bowl, right? The guy's proven it. He had an awful offensive line this year. I think Mike McGlinchey's the worst right tackle in football. I think Niners Twitter thinks so too. He's terrible. But we know, I mean, and to any quarterback's credit, if you have the weapons, you're going to succeed. But Garoppolo can do well. We've seen it.
For more creative, informative, and high-quality sports content, make sure to follow Phenom on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as all of the Phenom podcast channels for each sport. The link tree in the episode description includes a direct link to all of the aforementioned platforms, so click on that to access everything. Phenom boasts a team of over 100 youth contributors from around the world, covering every sport on every media platform. If you are interested in potentially joining the Phenom team as a writer or content creator, send an email to cole@phenommedia.net showing your interest. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so we can grow the channel. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.